Hey everybody, it's Andy here, AK Montoli. We're back for round 5 of our Vintage League. We're playing Bug today. We're running Jimmy, and Jimmy typically is a shops player. I don't know what they're on for sure, but I'm going to keep this hand. Like we've got a Mox to be able to spur things along. We've got a Wasteland if they bury themselves under a sphere. So I don't dislike our hand if that's the case. And of course, this hand is not terrible against other decks, so we'll keep it. Okay, it is indeed a workshop. So what we wouldn't want to see here in this particular situation is a crucible. Lodestone Golem, okay. Well, I mean, Lodestone Golem is a very powerful card. There is no doubt about that. All of that said, I don't know what type of build they're on. I do think you have to take an opportunity to Wasteland here. I am going to play out my Mox. The reason I'm choosing to do this now is because they have their own Mox Jet. And if they revoke here, it's not the end all be all for me. I mean, it could be the end. Oh, they just have another workshop. Okay. I have cast many a turn one Lodestone Golems in my day. Of course, I don't get to do that too often anymore since it was restricted. That, and I haven't played workshops in quite some time, consistently, anyways. Okay, Golos is really bad for me, and that will probably end the game, unfortunately. Um, my opponent just had a very strong start here. I mean, they're basically hell bent, but they're just so far ahead on the table, and I don't even have a play here. Wasteland. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty dead here. I guess if I find a Lotus or another Mox, I can hang around here a little bit. Not even really, because a Lotus I could. Okay, 8. So that's going to be 8, 16. Yeah, that's going to ice us here. Okay, good game. My opponent definitely high rolled us there. They had a very strong hand. I anticipated workshops there, and they still did us in pretty good. So that is most unfortunate. Um, I don't feel like Brazen Borrower is likely where we want to be here. Flusterstorm looks quite bad. I also think Mental Misstep, despite it has more utility than it used to in these types of decks because of the presence of Urza's of Saga, like, you know, they're running main deck relics or pithy needles, etc. I still think it's linear enough that it's not really what we want to be doing. Could see a pithy needle coming in here. I do like the Tarmogoyf because the Tarmogoyf is something that I can get out early and which can block for me. I think I'll cut a probe. As much as I love probe, it seems excessive. I do like Sylvan Library against Golo shops because of the ability to be able to uh, draw cards when you're not being pressured. Now that would have been not been the case last game, but maybe we don't need all of them. Is trap any good? Could be. I like it better on the draw than I am on the play. Let's try this out. Let's see how it goes. I'll keep this. A little bit awkward. I think I'm going to brainstorm, like be very proactive with my brainstorm. I think I'm just going to play my tropical island out and pass. And if they want a wasteland, I think that is fine. Maybe that's foolhardy. Let's try this. I don't like this that much because I really want to be able to save the Verdant Catacombs for what I need. A sphere. Okay, so why don't we do this? I'm going to get a black source. Okay. I think I just will nuke their land here. Hopefully they don't play another Mox, Soul Ringer, or anything like that. Hopefully they just pass turn here. I think I'm going to be assertive and Assassin's Trophying their land. We'll see what they got from here. So obviously if we get wastelanded here, we're not in the best shape, but it is what it is. Thorn. Okay. Well, I am going to take this opportunity to get my oof out. They are seeing weakness from me in the sense that we did not play another land there, but I think we got to try and get our clock going with an Ancient Tomb here. We're seeing a fresh card here this turn, so perhaps we'll draw another land. Okay, Saga is definitely a good one. We're going to shut that off if given the opportunity. Revoker? What is this? Pithing Needle. Okay. Are they the ones shutting off Wasteland here? It's kind of funny if they are. I mean, they're on a Saga plan, so it's not unreasonable. Oko. Okay, that's pretty good. Wouldn't mind a Force of Vigor, to be honest. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. Would have loved to have crammed that Tarmogoyf there, but it is what it is. So we just have to hope they don't have more mana here, because if they just go and get a Golos or something, we're in a lot of trouble. Tab, okay. Land? Okay. They're going to lose their Saga this turn. Next turn I can maybe Wasteland them. I feel like I've got to be proactive here. Like, knocking them off this, I guess, is not unreasonable, but I'm somewhat valuing a clock here, and I think I have to be greedy here and try and kill them. They are losing a land already this turn in Urza's Saga. What they're going to get is going to be likely irrelevant. I guess they could shut off my Wasteland here with a Pithing Needle, but that's a two-way street. And if they do that, it's just an easy one for me with reference to what land I need to tap. Okay, so they've gone and got a Soul Ring. Interesting. So they found a Wasteland. Yeah, they got my wasteland. But we've got them on a 2-turn clock here as we currently stand. So it is a little bit awkward if we don't find another land. Fantastic. This is going to ensure I get to keep both my creatures next turn. Feeling pretty good about this, yeah. All right, good win there. But it's going to get a whole lot tougher here. I might bring in a surgical extraction, to hit her as a saga. Maybe I'm just, between Deathrite Shaman and Endurance, I should be able to contain their board or contain their graveyard from recurring lands with Crucible, but it is risky. Okay, this is a risky hand, but it's got one of our best cards in it, or Energy Flux. I'm going to keep it. My opponent has a really broken start. We could be in trouble. Yeah. Sphere by a Chalice. Wow, that was a good one against what we're trying to do. Interesting. Yeah, so they've had a broken start here. If this is Trinisphere, we're in a lot of trouble. We need a Force of Vigor, I think, to help us along here. Okay. Do I wasteland them? I don't think so. I think I have to play to my outs here. And if I absolutely have to do it, I will, but Ghost Quarter. Okay. So Wormcoil? Pretty rough for me if it was. There's just so many cards that are bad for me here, but yeah. Okay. Yep. We need a Black Lotus or a Mox here, guys. Not unreasonable to ask for it. Come on. Okay, that's not the worst either. That's not the worst. Do I play Sylvan Library here, or do I play Collector Roof? I feel like Sylvan Library just is better here, right? It's interesting my opponent hasn't wastelanded me here with Ghost Quarter yet. They are going to get my land here. But I should be able to replenish it, depending on what they do. So we have to do with this on the stack. I think Collector Roof is looking to be the lowest value here. We have to do it now because otherwise they will replay it. Okay. And we're going to go get our basic forest here, which is potentially life-saving here. And we might be able to get an energy flux down. Surgical. Okay. Well, I do like Force of Will here. Okay. Well, very fortuitous that we were able to get an energy flux into play. This is going to tax my opponent. They do have two good lands for it, but they can only do that for so long. And I do have a Sylvan Library going, so we'll see if my gambit paid off keeping the Deathrite Shaman. Like, do they want to keep that Chalice around? If not, we've got a Deathrite that we can pitch to Force of Vigor somewhere down the road. Our Ponder pitches to Force of Will. Oh, they just let the Chalice. They're paying for the Chalice. Wow. Okay. You know, they're dealing more damage to themselves than they're dealing to me. Okay. Let's see what we find here. Um, do I want surgical? Don't think I want that. How good is surgical? Not very good because of Chalice, right? So I can take them off paying for these if I so choose. I can only give them one if I want. I think that's worth doing. I'm not crazy to wasteland an ancient tomb, but I think handcuffing them as much as I can is a reasonable thing. And next turn we're gonna fetch at the end of their turn. We'll see what we can do. So they get to choose one. Which do they wish? Yeah, they've let the Chalice go. Okay. All right, I'm gonna fetch a black source here. All right, what do we see off of our fresh look at our Sylvan? Well, don't feel like I need to be greedy like that, to be honest with you. I just don't. Go for another black source here. I'm gonna gamble with my preordain here, or my ponder, coming off of Force of Will for a turn. I just think that there was a very high likelihood that we were going to hit a blue card out of our deck and be able to resculpt our hand with Sylvan on the following turn. But we got there. I think that was a solid league for us, and we did lose two games to Breach pretty badly. But outside of that, I felt like the deck performed reasonably well. And as always, like I think Bug is just a decent metagame call. And I hope you guys enjoyed the videos, and feel free to leave any comments, and please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thank you.